right? So here Fj0 and Fj1, this is your molar flow rate inside the reactor, and this is your molar flow rate out of the reactor from here, right? So molar flow rate is obtained, as I said, from concentration, which is moles per unit volume, and this nu is your flow rate, volume flow rate. Flow rate is volume flow rate. That means volume, when we are comparing volume with time, it's volume flow rate, that is volume upon time, right? This is your volume upon time. This is your Fj. So this is your Cv, this is your C into nu, right? This is your Fj is equals to this. This is J, right? This is what you've got. Similarly, Fj0 would be equal to Cj0 nu 0, right? So this is your concentration. This is your concentration. This inside, this is your concentration when it goes outside, right? And since I said in the beginning that this is so perfectly mixed, right, that the concentration is same throughout, right? And we consider that the concentration outside, right, concentration at the exit is same as concentration inside the tank, inside this reactor, right? So if you put all these values here, you will get the expression for the volume of the reactor, right? So the molar flow rate Fj is just the product of your concentration of species J and the volumetric flow, or volume, the flow, like I said, the flow rate of volume, volumetric flow rate, right? So putting all the values of Fj and F0, you will get the expression for the volume of the reactor in terms of the concentrations, right? So just remember one thing, important thing about the concentration, about the CSTR, that it is used for large scale production, right? And it is operated at steady rate, right? And it is assumed to be perfectly mixed. When we say assumed to be perfectly mixed, it means that the stirring, since we say it is continuous stirring, right? Continuous stirring. So tank reactor, continuous stirred tank reactor, So the stirring is so efficient that the concentration of reactants is same at every point inside the tank, right? And this concentration is same such that the concentration at the exit is same as inside the tank, right? And just remember how to find the flow rate, this flow rate inside and flow rate outside, right? I'll just repeat it for you. This Fj0 is equals to, this is the product of concentration and the volumetric flow rate, concentration into volumetric flow rate. Concentration is C, volumetric flow rate is nu, right? This is your Fj0. Similarly, Fj1, the concentration would be concentration Fj from here. It means the flow in, Fj1, the flow out, right? This is flow in. This is again C0, say, then nu, right? If you put all these value here, you will get the volume expression in terms of concentration, right? So I hope this is clear. Now in the next video lecture, we would be doing the tubular reactor and the continuous packed bed reactor, right? Continuous reactor is done, right? And just remember the important thing that you need to understand here is that we are applying this mole balance equation to the different reactor types, right? And in this first type of reactor, you have to look at this molar flow rate in and molar flow rate out, and this rate of generation, which is rate of reaction, right? At the time, rate of reaction at volume dV inside the tank, right? And this is your Nj is the chemical species at time t inside the system, inside the tank, right? And here the value of this would be your 0, right? Because this is continuously flow, there is no accumulation inside, right? And your conditions are constant throughout, right? And there is nothing getting changed with time, so this is your 0. And this would be, if you find this, as we said, that the mixing is perfect, right? So rate of the composition is same at every point, rate of reaction is same at every point, so we can take Rj out, so you will get this, right? This is done. Now this would be, as we said, Fj, and this flow rate is the product of concentration and volumetric flow rate, right? So concentration is your moles upon volume, and flow rate is your volume flowing per unit time, volume upon time, right? So basically what we are trying to know from these equations is the time and the reactor volume required to convert specified amount of reactants into products, right? So in the next video lecture we will go ahead with other type of reactors, right? So I hope this is clear to you. Thanks.